Hey guys, and welcome to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. In this video we are having a look at a brand new Mega Drive game called Hayato's Journey. But before we talk about Hayato's Journey, let's talk about what actually inspired this. So the inspiration to this game was due to a Master System game called Kenseiden. Now Kenseiden was a cult classic on the Sega Master System. It's not something that I played. However, I do remember seeing the box when I went out to buy games from video game stores. Do you remember when we were kids and they had all the games out? You could only afford one, but you would have a look at all the boxes. And I remember looking at the box for this, turning it around, looking at the back and thinking this game looked kind of cool. So fast forward to 2024, and when I saw this as a new release for the Mega Drive, I was like, you know what, I have to check it out. It's available on itchio, and the developer that made this game is someone called Lumke, and they made this on the Sega Genesis development kit. From my understanding, it's the first game that's a fully fledged game from start to finish, not like a part made game or a demo or a project that hasn't been completed. This is the full works, guys. Now as soon as you run this game, you're going to realize it is a classic. You're gonna like it. You're gonna like it a lot. Right now, the footage that you're seeing in this video I captured on both the Analogue Pocket and the MiSTer FPGA, but you can play this on your Mega Drive if you have an EverDrive. I know that rhymes because this is like the second or third take that I'm doing. Play it on a software emulator, play it wherever you do your Mega Drive gaming, guys, but play this honestly like it proper captures that vibe. Now as soon as you start, when you see like the burning sky, the way that looks, it just looks amazing. The way the floor looks with the fire, the visual effects. Now it took me a few goes to get past the first level, but I did eventually beat the boss. And when I started the second level, there was some really nice like foggy effects that took place. Now judging on the screenshots that I've seen on the itchio page, this game offers a lot more, but it's not something that I can do quickly in like the 30 or 40 minutes I spent shooting footage for this video, or capturing footage really for this video. It's something that I intend to play. I'm likely going to play it on the Analogue Pocket because I really do like handheld gaming, right? And that's where I get more opportunity to play. But guys, this game it's just banging, right? So when I got to the second level, I had to be really careful because as I was jumping, I was like bouncing into enemies and then I was falling down. So you have to make sure each jump is done correctly. Now before you start the game, guys, just the title screen just looks amazing. You see a massive dragon on there, and hey man, who doesn't like dragons out there? Before you start, go into option screens. Unless you're like really good at games and you want to go for that hardcore experience straight away, go into options, change the default lives, which I think is on 2, pump it all the way up to 7. Also I think the default continue might be on 0, change that from 0 to 3. Do yourself a favor, make life easier, because you are going to die in this game quite a lot, right? So initially playing, because I never played the original that this is based on, right? Kenseiden, is that how you say it? Yeah, Kenseiden, right? This reminds me a little bit of Shinobi. You can't do a crouching walk or anything, but some of the characters in here and some of the level design definitely reminds me of Revenge of Shinobi on the Mega Drive. So that's a good thing, right? Who doesn't like the Shinobi games? Revenge of Shinobi was a good game on the Mega Drive. Also, the first level, you're kind of rescuing these kids, and the kids, they look like the kids from Shinobi, apart from they've got different color costumes on. I guess they changed their clothes from whatever year Shinobi was released in, like late 1980s to 2024. Honestly, guys, you have to play this game. Yes, it's tough, but it is so darn good. Now during the game you get power-ups, right? So your sword gets like a projectile beam. When you're firing that projectile beam, yes, it's good, it picks the enemies off from a long distance, but once you get hit, you lose that projectile and it makes the game a lot harder. So when you get your projectile attack on a sword, try not to get attacked. I know that's obvious advice, but really try not to get attacked so you can use that for as long as possible. I also managed to pick up arrows in this game. Now another recommendation here, don't use your arrows in the first level at all. They come in a lot more handier in level 2 when you're jumping from platform to platform, and when you bounce into an enemy you fall down and die Castlevania style. Pick them off from a distance, right? That's something that I learned when capturing footage for this video. Also, the first boss fight took me a few goes, but once I kind of figured out the pattern, I knew the pattern, and it required a certain amount of dexterity, and this is what makes the game so addictive. I just want to keep going back. When I die, I know it's not down to like it's not down to the game cheating me or anything. It's down to my own lack of skill and my own lack of recognizing patterns in enemy attacks. Once you work those out, it's very satisfying. When you get to like the later levels and the normal enemies are there, you're trying to work stuff out to to work out like exactly where you can jump, exactly where you can attack. And honestly, when you die, it is your own fault, right? I really wish you could kind of crouch walk in this, but that's just me because I like Shinobi. You've also got a special attack in this. Now, I didn't read the instructions or anything for it. I was like, okay, 3 buttons Mega Drive, 1 button is attack, 1 button is jump, and 1 button is your arrow, right, when you pick them up. So how am I going to do it? I tried different combinations of buttons. I wasn't quite getting it out, and then I thought, well, let me try up and different button combinations to do like your super move, I guess, it is up and both your attack buttons, so your arrow and your melee attack up, and those 2 buttons will do your special. I used a special on the boss, but the boss somehow blocked it, right? The first boss, if you try and beat him and you're having difficulty, wait for him. He walks backwards and forward and he just does 1 attack. You just need to wait after that attack, kind of rush in, attack him and rush back out. If you get the timing wrong, he will club you again. It took me a few goes, guys. It took me a fair few goes, like maybe even like 20 lives against the boss, but I could feel I was getting closer every time. And honestly, when I finally beat the boss, I was down to 1 bar of health, and I was like, okay, I am going to do this. I am going to do it. And I did this. So to talk a little bit about the developer of this game, the developer of this game is Master Linkui, and you can download this game from the itchio page. Now the game is you can download it for free. However, you can leave a voluntary contribution if this is a game that you really like and enjoy. The option is there for you, right? Or you can check the cheap routes. So you can take the cheap route and just pick this game up. I strongly recommend it. I've tried it, like I said, on the Analogue Pocket and the MiSTer, and it plays amazingly well on both. In particular, the MiSTer, we've got a very cycle accurate core on the MiSTer FPGA. The Analogue Pocket has a great core, and honestly, I couldn't tell the difference between the 2 on either platform. I had the Analogue Pocket connected to the dock when I captured the footage, and then I played it on the MiSTer core. Even though they're different cores, they just played really, really well. So that's really it for this video, guys. I wanted to bring this game to your attention. It's fantastic. It's available on itchio. It's for the Mega Drive. It's been made on the Sega Genesis development kit, and it just looks really, really well. Aesthetically, it looks good. When you get to the later levels, based on the screenshots that I'm seeing on the itchio page, you get to ride a horse, you go into a cave, you fight a bear, you get to ride a boat, you get like lots and lots of different enemies, right? You even get to go into a dragon's mouth, and there's a level that's set in the snow that looks so bright and so nice, right? Hopefully over time I'll get into this. One of the enemies even looks like, do you know, in Willow, if you remember that on CPS1, it's like some kind of like furry pig, right? And then is it the first level boss in Willow? And then, you know, the sorcerer does a spell on that animal and it turns massive. You've got a boss that looks like that in this as well. So guys, definitely check this out. This game is nothing short of amazing. Yes, it's difficult, but it's very, very rewarding. Stick with it. Don't give up. You will definitely have fun. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Be absolutely awesome to one another. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.